Hi guys! I just found out today that there's a thing on YouTube called YouTube Stories, but it's only available to tubers that have 10,000 or more subscribers. So since that's 9,000 away from where I am, I don't get access to that. So I thought it was a good idea about the stories, and I thought, I don't need them to do stories. I could do my own. And I think I'm going to. I've had requests in the past to go through the guitars that I have around here and tell the story about it. I get snarky remarks about my budget guitars and how I buy a budget guitar and all I do is pick about and complain about the things on it, and that's not what the channel's about. My channel is about buying budget guitars that are affordable to many people, and that as a platform, what can I do to improve them and make them more playable, better functionality, and punch way beyond the weight of what they came in like, for the least amount of money possible. And what I do is I go through all of the guitar and I give you step by step what I'm finding and what I think about it sometimes. That's not picking, it's pointing out. Pointing out is not the same as picking because you're dissatisfied with something. Sometimes I am dissatisfied with some of the really low quality work that goes into these things, that since they're doing it, they could do it a little bit better. Like when they over drill holes consistently, get the right size drill. You're making the hole anyway, why not just make it the right size? Simple things, right? Simple things that can be fixed on the factory side. Why they don't do it, I just don't know. I point it out. I try to fix them. Often I can. I'll change hardware because sometimes you get stuff that's just not good enough, right? Sometimes it's good enough for a novice who's getting a guitar, doesn't know how to do anything, and all you're going to do is beat around on it anyway until you finally get to a point where you think, yeah, I'm going to do this, or yeah, this isn't for me, and you just kind of like put it to the side. So those guitars are kind of aimed at that market, but what I'm saying is that for guys who are a little bit higher than that, intermediate, better players, you can get a guitar like this. And I'm not the only one saying this. There's a lot of other guys on YouTube saying this because, you know, they see the value in good bones and changing out pieces of hardware and pickups and all tuners, or even doing the entire, you know, just strip everything off and just keep the wood, and putting all different hardware on it will sometimes make you a really great guitar for less money in the end than you would have paid to go out and try to get a guitar at that price range, which you probably still wouldn't get the same quality of work into it and components that you just spent everything on. If I get a guitar for $200 and I'll spend $75 on it, even $100 in Canadian dollars, because I have a lack of a lot of parts here. I have to go outside the country sometimes. Even if I spend $100 on a $200 guitar, that $300 gets me a guitar which I couldn't buy anywhere for $300. And if I spent $500 on a guitar, it wouldn't be as good as the $300 guitar I just made. So that's the point. I hope some people get it. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to continue to do the best I can with that endeavor. And I think I'm going to start way back at the beginning, around 2010, when my new retirement was coming in a couple of years, and I started thinking about hobbies for the future, and getting back to learning to play a guitar after way back in the 60s, middle 60s. I wanted to play, and there was no support network like there is now with the internet and YouTube. And taking lessons from somebody was very expensive, and life was pretty hard for us back then. So, you know, I just didn't get around to doing it. So retirement's coming, time on my hands, internet, tons of guys on there that know how to do crap. I want to learn from them, and I think I've learned pretty well, and I'm still learning, and I'm going to continue to learn as long as I keep breathing, because it fills my days when I'm not doing other stuff, and I have a lot of stuff to do. So the story idea is a good one, circling back, because, you know, while I'm doing work on guitars and doing the filming and then going back and doing the editing and putting it together and putting up an episode and letting it go out, in the meantime, you know, there's a block of time where I'm sometimes waiting for parts. I'm downtime, right? So in that downtime, I'm trying to educate myself. But I think what I'm going to also add to that is this idea of a story where I will go back to the beginning, and chronologically step my way forward with each of the guitars that I've gotten, and tell you the little bit of story about it. And hopefully some people will find that interesting. And that will kind of like help bridge the gap between when an episode of a guitar comes out, or when an episode of instrumental that I do comes out, because those are also very time consuming. When I'm having downtimes, also I will have you know, song on my mind, and I'm going, oh, I think I want to learn to play that. And so I'll sit down and I'll find lyrics, and I'll find, you know, a backing track that I think I can use, and I'll sometimes throw it in Audacity, improve it to make it sound better. I'll make tab sheets, I'll get them all made up, and then I'll put my composition together as how I want to play it. Practice that, learn it, record it, all the videoing, editing again, to add the lyrics and stuff that scrolls up the screen, all that nice stuff. Very time consuming, and you know, for a 3.5-4 minute video, for the longest ones, sometimes 5, it's a process when you have to put in 80 hours of work to have a 3-minute presentation. Yep. So that's what I think I'm going to do, is try to put in a story between the regular episodes, to try to bridge the gap between lengths of time that you don't see me on my channel. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. I hope it's positive. I know some people are going to be negative, but you know, my channel is not something where I sit in front of the camera like this all day long and just blah 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 like the bloggers do. That's not what I do. So I hope this blah 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 wasn't too long. Thanks for watching. Check you in the next one.